What is up, everybody? It is Brian with First Shot Tactical, back with another video for you here today. And today we are going to be talking about the Remington R1 1911. It's kind of a budget-friendly 1911, I guess. So wanted to give my thoughts on it. I've had this gun for a couple years now. Some pros, some cons. I'll do some shooting with it. And if you guys have questions, always happy to help in the comments. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so first things first, this is the Remington R1 1911. And like I said, it's a budget-friendly 1911. I think I got this a couple years back for $550, maybe $500, and probably gone up in price since then. But it was my thought of, I really want a 1911. I want that classic kind of oak look to it and World War II style one without blowing the bank on it. So that's what I went with as far as, choosing a 1911 to start with. So this is the 45 ACP or 45 auto handgun. It is not the 9mm, so this is a 7+1, so authentic to the original 1911. Unlike some of the newer ones you see that are 9mm, this is 45 still. Love that. It's got that kick to it. Using the bigger rounds, ton of fun to shoot, ton of fun. As far as features that this gun has, it has all the standard ones you would think. If you cock it back here, hammer stays back there. If you want to decock it, you can pull this back, pushes this safety here, and you can pull the trigger, decock it. As well, it does have a manual safety here. Down is fire, up is safe, will not fire, down will fire then. So all the standard features. As far as takedown's all the same. I actually have a video up on the channel taking apart and cleaning this exact gun. So if you need to know how to do that, go check that out. I'll throw a link in here as well. But as far as, authentic 1911, I'd say this is a great replica. And again, budget friendly to pick up for a 1911 as well. As far as sights that come on it, it's just the standard 2 white dots in the back, 1 in the front. Might be a little out of focus there. See if I can get it. There we go. So as you see, just 2 in the back, 1 in the front. Line it up and take your shot. Nothing fancy. These don't glow in the dark. They're not night sights or anything. So just a heads up from that. But these are pretty easy to swap out if you did want to do that. You can see right here is the dovetail where it'll go in. The rear one. You can kick this out, put a new one in, and then same for the front as well. So just a heads up from that, nothing fancy as far as the sights go. As I mentioned, as far as magazine goes, this is the 7+1, so 7 bullets can go in the magazine. Then you can carry 1 additional one in the chamber loaded if you'd like. So you're not getting much as far as magazine. You get 1 more than a revolver, or 2 more if you carry 1 in the chamber here. But again, you're carrying 45 auto, 45 ACP, ton of fun to shoot, has a little bit more of a kick and enjoyable. So just a heads up from that. So for some pros and cons list here, let's start with the cons. One of the cons I have is, honestly, I don't shoot this gun as much as I wish I did. So it sits on the wall or in a safe most of the time. And the issue I found with that is with this metal, I don't know if it's a cheaper metal or not. Let me see if I can find any spots. I actually just cleaned it up before this video, but a lot of rust forms on it. Like you can see a little bit on this back bevel, but I have to take like Rem oil to it, wipe it and clean it and then help protect it. Otherwise this gets real rusty, being in a little bit more humid area where I have it stored. So a little bit of a downside there. If you're not shooting it and using it as much, it will get rusty with the materials they used with this. Another downside I experienced with this gun is this wood here. One of the reasons I bought this was because it had that classic wood finish and I think looks awesome. However, I don't know if it's they didn't put Loctite on these screws or what, and I know you can interchange these, which is cool about it, but out of the box after shooting, the first 50, 100 rounds, I noticed this whole wood part was loose, and one of the screws had actually fallen out. Luckily, I found it and put it back in, but I retightened both sides, shot another 50 rounds or so through it, and they loosened again. So the third time, put some Loctite on, put them back in, and now haven't had many issues with it. But just a heads up there, as far as these screws go, they do come loose. If you're swapping them, no big deal. But if you're getting this out of the box, maybe put some Loctite on it, and you should have a better experience from it. Another con or downside that I had while using this is the break-in time for it. It was kind of annoying. I don't know if it's normal for all these guns or what, but I had a terrible time feeding rounds into the gun. So I'd put a magazine in and throw the slide forward. First shot would go, but then sometimes the slide would get jammed or that second round would just sit in here right there and it wouldn't feed up into the barrel on the ramp. So it took probably, I don't know, a couple hundred rounds to kind of wear that in. So that was annoying. I wish, right out of the box, all guns just work and don't have any issues. So I guess it's a break-in phase, or I don't know if it's a bad feed ramp, but over time it did wear in and it got better and have better, no feeding issues since then. But if you're buying one, just a heads up, you're probably gonna have some feeding issues. Pros about this gun, it's a 1911. I mean, you grab this gun, it's a 1911. It just gives you that nostalgia. Not that I went to war or anything, but you grab it, it just has that good feel to it. It's 45, so when you shoot it, it's got a good kick. I mean, it's a classic. End of the day, it's a classic, and this is a great replica, especially on a budget too. And I love that this is the 45 version as well. But at the same time, it's no staccato. It's not a smooth shooter. It's not a top of the line quality where things aren't going to fall off or have feeding issues. It's a Remington and it's a budget one. So just know that going into it. But if you accept that and know that, you're going to love this gun. Ton of fun, and definitely recommend it still. Well, like I said, got to actually do some shooting with this, show you it actually works, right? So got 7 rounds here. Let's go ahead and send them down range. These are just steel case, Wolf 45. Let's see what we got. Box back just fine. And, got another mag. We'll put, I think there's only like 5 in this one. Let's go ahead and shoot that real quick here. It works. As I mentioned, I do have a video up on the channel on how to take apart, reassemble, clean and lubricate a 1911. It's actually this specific model. It's a little different if you're not used to 1911s. It's not a Glock where you can just pull it apart and the whole slide comes off. A little bit different. So if you're interested, I'll put the link up here for you guys to check that out. But with that, trying to keep it short here. That does it for this video. If you have any other questions, or if you guys have had issues with your 1911 or just absolutely love yours, would love to know the brands and what your experience has been. But with that, if you can, like and subscribe to the channel. Have some more videos coming here soon, as well as some other ones posted right now. And as always, have fun shooting, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.